what does it mean to be an authentic leader? And can you learn it, or do you just have to be it?
Thank you for asking. I'm more excited about Discover Your True North than any book I've ever written. And authenticity, since I wrote my first book on authentic leadership 12 years ago, has really become the gold standard for leaders. And I think you can learn it. Today, to be a good leader, Tyler, it's not just about IQ. It's not just about being smart. You have to connect the head and the heart being emotional intelligence.
How is an authentic leader different from an inauthentic leader?
A phony?
A phony.
We got one in Donald Trump. I mean, do you really want to work for a phony? I tell you today, if you want to have any millennials work for you, people know who's authentic and who's not, and they're not going to work for a phony.
You anticipated my next question. I wanted to take you through a couple of today's leaders, starting with Donald Trump. Authentic, inauthentic?
Inauthentic, yeah.
Why?
Phony. Angry, never speaks the truth. He just says whatever he says, and not the real guy.
Can you be authentic and be insert your nasty word here, be a jerk? Can you be an authentic jerk?
There are difficult people. Steve Jobs, no doubt, was difficult. Steve Jobs, Act Two, understood how to bring together people around him with high EQs, and he had changed a lot by that time.
Let's talk about a leader whose style has been in the microscope this week, and that is Jeff Bezos, because of an article in the New York Times, which Amazon and Mr. Bezos dispute, which indicates that the corporate culture there is extremely demanding. So what, I say, but I mean, demanding is one thing, harsh is another. What do you think? Authentic leader? Not.
No, I think Jeff's very authentic. He's proved it over the last 12, 14 years, stayed with it, and he lost 90% of his stock value. Yeah, it's a tough culture. He sets very high standards. A lot of people feel that article didn't accurately reflect Amazon. And yeah, if it was all those things were true, it'd be a pretty tough place. But I do think you create a challenging culture. But the question today, are you creating sustainable culture? And can you sustain innovation like a Google is, like a Facebook, the things they're doing to ensure people stay with you? A lot of people work for you for 2 or 3 years, but can you keep them for 20 or 30 years? Because this is a great place to work.
Yeah, well, a lot of the people at Apple have stayed a long time, and it was a very demanding culture. You're on the board at Goldman Sachs, right? A very demanding culture
very
there.
Demanding culture.
Cravath, a very some of the law firms, very demanding, competitive places, and often the cream does rise to the top. Let's talk about another thing that's in the news, and that is General Electric, as have other companies, doing away with annual performance reviews. I believe Medtronic did that. I don't remember whether it was under your watch or not. What do you think about that, and how does that fit into the picture of discovering your true north, the authentic leader?
Well, I believe in giving performance reviews in real time.
Yeah.
Tyler, you could have done that better. What did you learn
at the
from
moment,
this experience?
when you see something good or
Can
bad?
we just chat for a few minutes or tomorrow morning? But I think the best feedback is 360 that comes from your subordinates and your peers. I don't think top-down feedback is all that great because you're hearing from one person and it's a judgment. And I think it's far better to hear what people think. At Harvard Business School, every class I ever teach, I get a full evaluation from all the participants. That's the most meaningful feedback.
That's where you learn the most, I bet.
You learn, yes.
You
and
learn
you learn from the critique. You don't learn by all the great things people say. You learned what you're doing wrong, and you improve. And that's how you become more authentic, is saying, you know.
One of the points in Discovering Your True North is the idea that hierarchical leadership, as practiced by Jack Welch, the gold standard for leaders, is probably out now, right?
Exactly. Look what Jeff Immelt's done. He's changed. He's the one that got rid of performance standards 10 years ago. But he's focusing on empowerment culture. That's what the folks at Google, Facebook, these great companies are trying to empower people and be inspired to do great work and be collaborative.